What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update for you guys today. And we're going to start off with the sporting director situation, as Romano claims that Tottenham are considering Matteo Alemany as a potential option as the new director of football starting from September. Alemany will part ways with Barca on September the 2nd, and he was close to joining Aston Villa in June, but the Premier League opportunity could soon return with Spurs. What do you make out of this one?
Yeah, just in time for the window to end. Fantastic. Good stuff. But look, in terms of him as a director of football, I mean, I don't know how he operates too well. I know him of Barcelona. I mean, I'm looking at the transfer business from him at Barcelona and at Valencia, and it definitely doesn't seem to be like the kind of transfer business we want to be doing at Tottenham, albeit last season they did sign a few kind of younger players. They signed Rafinha, but like a lot of the signings they've made have been older, more established players on like cheaper deals, and I don't know. I don't know if based on that, it doesn't seem the right fit for what we're trying to do. I don't know with Spurs, but like maybe he was just dealt the hand he was given with Barca's finances and all that kind of stuff. So I can't comment too much about his ability, but it doesn't encourage me looking at his transfer business.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of this one, to be honest. I mean, it seems like we're doing fine without a sporting director anyway, so I don't really see Paratici is still there in an advisory role. You got Scott Munn, chief footballing officer, whatever that means. I mean, is there really a need to bring in Alemany?
If they need, look, I feel like if in the structure they want a sporting director, I'm all fine with it. I don't know about this guy, but I'm fine with them bringing a sporting director in.
Next up, let's talk about Eric Dier. Charlie Eccleshare says that Eric Dier's priority remains fighting for his place at Tottenham, but with only 1 year left in his contract, having been dropped down the Spurs pecking order, he is another player that Tottenham would listen to offers for. I mean, can he not read the room?
Yeah, surely the writing's on the wall for him. You have to think, like, he wasn't selected in the leadership group. He's been dropped out the first squad as well. He knows the kind of football we're looking to play, and he must know that he's not going to be able to a good level, be able to defend Tottenham's goal when we play in that high line, and he has to cover a lot of space, a lot of ground. So he should think that he's fighting a losing battle. He's thinking of fighting for his place at Tottenham,
especially with only 1 year left in his contract. I guess the way he's thinking is like, look, I've got a year left of my contract. I've got a year left to fight for a new contract. That's the way he's looking at it. I
guess so, and I guess he knows he's only probably going downwards from Tottenham. So maybe he's thinking, if I can at least try and prove myself, at least I've got a shot of staying at a club like Tottenham. Otherwise, I'm going down the division, essentially. So maybe that's how he's thinking about it. But if I was him, I think it's better to just move on at this point.
Yeah.
Get a regular spot. Get somewhere where you're more appreciated.
Exactly, because there are clubs that will appreciate a player like Eric Dier, let's be honest. And before the window started, or as the start of the window, it looked like Dier was ahead of the packing order than Davinson Sanchez, and it looks like Davinson Sanchez has leapfrogged him now. So I feel like with Dier sticking around, I don't see him getting too much game time, and I just feel like he might just be a frustrated figure amongst the squad, and it just won't help anyone, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up, let's talk about another centre-back in Japhet Tanganga. Charlie Eccleshare says that Galatasaray are amongst the clubs interested in Tanganga, and they want a loan plus an option to buy. And I think that will fit with what Spurs want. We heard only a few days or a few weeks ago that Spurs are open to loaning Japhet Tanganga. So let's see if he's open to joining Galatasaray.
Yeah, I hope so. I think we need to make room for other players in the squad, and having players like Tanganga who haven't quite cut it at Tottenham, even though technically, he's quite a quick, strong centre-back. So maybe I think that's part of the reason why he might have started Postecoglou's first pre-season game. I think he wanted to take a good look at him. But I think Sanchez playing the way he has done is even less than the need for someone like Tanganga there, because maybe he could have felt like, maybe I can go be the fourth choice centre-back. But it looks like Sanchez might even have that. So I think for him, if he wants game time, he needs a move.
Yeah, completely agree. And let's move on to the next topic. And it seems as though it's 2021 again. Now, I think it was that year that we were heavily linked with this guy. It is Ben Jacobs is claiming that Tottenham are interested in Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez to replace Harry Kane. And I can safely say now, this ain't happening.
Run it back. Run it back. Get Martinez. Get that Ali Gold. Spurs have agreed a fee for Martinez tweet. Inject it in my veins. I'm ready for it. Look, it ain't happening. It's not, no chances. Why would Martinez come to us right now? Why wouldn't he stay at Inter? Apparently he's very happy there. It's going to cost a hell of a lot of money. Would you reckon it costs more than what we got for Kane?
Depends how much. Yeah, I think it would, to be honest.
He signed a new contract not long ago.
So we got 100 odd million for Kane. I think it's probably about a similar price, to be honest.
So you're literally spending all the money on Martinez, which I'm not totally against, but I wouldn't want to.
Get this out of your mind, Sim. All the money is gone.
I wouldn't want to bring him in and neglect all the more pressing. I mean, it is a pressing need, to be fair, replacing Harry Kane in my book. So, but I wouldn't want to bring him in and then not get like good reinforcements at centre back potentially. So I don't see us spending all the Kane money on him, and I think that's what's going to take, unless they're that strapped for cash. But they sold Onana. They've sold quite a few players this summer as well. Dzeko's gone, so I don't know if they're that desperate to sell.
Yeah. And finally, let's talk about this Richarlison and Mikel Antonio situation. It's very funny, as I don't know if you remember, guys, but Mikel Antonio on his podcast with Callum Wilson, they were just having a joke about Richarlison, saying that he's had more bookings for celebrating goals than actual goals last season. Well, apparently Richarlison has refused to shake Antonio's hand when they play against each other this season. Antonio said, "I'm no longer commenting on the Richarlison situation. It's got to the stage where I feel some people are a little touchy. I'm not going to talk about the person that is in that position. I'm just going to say that Tottenham need a new striker. I will leave it at that. It's banter. We banter each other. I've gone to Paqueta. They play with each other, and I've said, what's wrong with your boy? It's a bit of banter. I don't understand why he's taking it personally to a stage where his manager has to talk." Lucas says, "It's just how he is, Mickey. I told him how you are, but he says, no. When we play against them, I'm not going to shake his hand." What's he talking about? The manager has to talk. I don't remember Ange making any comment on this, or maybe did Conte make a comment on it?
About what about
Antonio's comments.
He might have at the time. I think he might have been asked about it potentially. I can't remember. I think he might have been, or maybe one of the what do you call it? It might be one of the coaches we had at the end of the season, Stellini or Mason, could have been one of them. But Richarlison, we know, is a very emotional guy, and we know that. Look, clearly we can see this goal scoring record he has at Tottenham. It's definitely affecting him. It's definitely, you can see it's affecting his mood. It's getting in his head a lot. I think those comments probably from Antonio probably just strike a bit close to home for him when he is kind of struggling at Tottenham, and then he's getting I think when you're getting your fellow professionals clowning you like that, it's probably going to sting a bit, and I think that's probably feels disrespected, and he probably feels like he wasn't a figure of fun before he came to Tottenham, and now all of a sudden you've got people like Antonio firing shots at him. So I think Antonio, look, I do think it's just a bit of banter. He probably shouldn't take it too seriously. But then I do hear those Antonio quotes. He said, "I'm not going to comment on it anymore," and he goes, "But I think Tottenham need a new striker." I'm like, well, you're just riling him up again. So look, part of me feels like if Richarlison can use that as fuel to kind of like Kane used to do to people, like to the haters, and people used to say rubbish comments about him. If he can use that as fuel to up his game and be even better, then that's fine. But also, part of me feels like he shouldn't let that kind of stuff affect him too much and shouldn't take it too seriously.
Look, he's a professional. Richarlison's a professional, and he should deal with it in a professional manner and go and prove people wrong on the football pitch. To say, "Oh, I'm not going to shake his hand," I think it's going to be a fiery game against West Ham when we play them, and I think these two might go head to head. But look, I think Richarlison should take no notice of what Antonio says. Like, who cares what Antonio says, and just prove everyone wrong on the football pitch. That's the way you got to deal with it.
Exactly.
But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories we brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.